Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today we're back working on the metal planer restoration here, and when we left off in the last video on this project, I had gotten my oiler installed up top, and really what we were needing to get done was to get some pulleys so that we can drive the oiler from the counter shaft up top. And we're going to use just a simple 1-inch flat belt pulley. I could put V-belt pulleys on this, but I'm trying to keep it looking original. And we're going to be using flat belt pulleys everywhere else. So I figured, what the heck, we'll use flat belt pulleys on that oiler as well. So I need 2 pulleys, one on the counter shaft, that'll be the driving pulley, and then one on the oiler, which will be the driven pulley. We want to slow things down, so we're going to go from a smaller pulley to a larger pulley. And I think my shaft is 1.5 inches. We're going to make the small pulley about 2.5 inches in diameter and probably do a 2-to-1 ratio, so do a 5-inch pulley on the oiler itself. So I've got a piece of some cast iron Durabar that we're going to be making this out of. Ideally, again, I would make patterns, send this off, have it cast, but in the essence of time, I have the Durabar stock already in the shop here, so we're just going to be machining this out of some solid material today. So let's get over there and get started doing some machining. So there's just a quick sketch of the pulley we're going to make, about 3¼ inches on the outside diameter. I'm going to make a little channel here for the belt to be in and kind of give some guides on it, because it's such a small diameter pulley going to a larger one. I just want to give some guides to kind of help keep it on the pulley itself. We'll have about a 2.5 inch outside diameter, and then of course the bore will be 1.5 inches, which is basically the size of the shaft, or is the size of the shaft. This is just a rough drawing, just something to give me something to go off of, and we're just going to make it for all intent and purposes. Now, my stock that I'm working with is just some Durabar, so this is cast iron. It's a kind of an extruded type product, or a continuous cast type product that comes in different sizes. This happens to be 4 inches in diameter, a little bit larger than what I need, but again, this is what I had already sitting on the shelf, so we're going to take advantage of it and use it. So let's get in here and get started and make a pulley. All right, let's get started here. Got my piece in there. A little bit of run out, but it'll turn out, no big deal. I'm going to start by facing this front here. Take about another 10 thousandths off of there. I'm going to put a center in here. It'll just give me some support on this. It is sticking out a little bit far in the chuck there. All right. All right, that should give me some support there. Let's see, I need to go in a little over 2 inches here. We'll go about 2¼ inches in, clean it up. Make a mark there, and we're going to clean it up down to that point. Well, I had this part marked as Durabar, but I was looking at it. It looks a little more like hot rolled steel, and after I cut it, it's definitely cutting a lot more like steel than cast iron, but that's fine. It really doesn't matter for what we're making. We're just going to go ahead and make it out of it. Go ahead and get a measurement on this. We are at 3 inches, 968 thousandths. I'm gonna put that in my DRO. 3.968. And that way I can just kind of follow that on the DRO there as I'm cutting it away. Take another 100th thou off that diameter. All right, that's I'm just kind of roughing right now, but that's going to give me roughly my outside diameter. But on this shoulder down here, I need to turn that down to 2.5 inches, and we're going to go in about 3/4 of an inch. I think I had 1 inch on my drawing, but we're just going to do 3/4 inch. Give us plenty of room. All we need is a little shoulder there to put a set screw. So I'm just dialing it on the dial indicator. This is not critical. Right there. Come in here, make the mark. And let's continue turning. All right, so starting to see the general shape here. We got the outside flange, our outside collar here, and then this diameter here will be the top of this groove. We'll have to machine that into it, the step into it, but it's coming along. So what I think I'm going to do now is we're going to just cut this piece off. I'm going to go do that on the bandsaw, and then we'll bring this back in here, chuck it back up, and we'll finish turning it. So we've got our piece cut off. It's our blank. Still rough, very rough dimensions at this point in time, but what I want to do next is go ahead and put it in backwards. We're going to face off this side, get the thickness right. We're going to go ahead and bore it, drill and bore it to size. So let's go ahead and get this done. Go ahead and face that off. See where we are on this width. I want to be at about 1.25 inches, and we're a little over 1.5 inches. So I got a good bit to face off of there. All right, we're getting down real close here. I just measured that. I've got my number dialed into my digital readout. We're on our last pass here. I'm going to dial that right into 250, 1 inch 250, right there. All right. All right, and I'm going to come out slowly. It's been cutting a little bit coming out. Trying to get a nice surface finish on that. All right. Start with the center hole here. I just want to get a dimple there. Lock my tailstock down, that'll help. All right. Next we'll go with a pilot hole. This happens to be 3/8. I just want to get a smaller diameter hole drilled through there to get the center out. It'll make the rest of my drilling go a lot easier. There we go. Up next we got a 13/16 drill bit here. We're drilling a 13/16 hole now. Just clearing that out. Moving up in size here. This is inch and, was it 24/64 or 25/64? Something like that. Slowed my speed down. And we're gonna drill it on out. All right. I'm gonna come in here and touch off. We need about 70 thousandths taken out of that hole. And I'm just gonna feed in about 20 thou. We'll get a good measurement and go from there. Going to measure this with my calipers at the moment. So we're right on 1 inch 400 thou. I'm going to put that in my digital readout. And I got my big 1.5 inch reamer in here. Lube it up real good. Got our speed slowed down considerably. That should find its center right there. We'll run that through. It's only taking just every little bit, a couple of thou is all that it's having to take out there. We are all the way through. All right, now we're getting ready to finish this thing up, and to do it, I want to turn it on a mandrel. So I want to actually be turning it on a shaft that's turning true on the lathe. We're going to finish up these dimensions and cut our groove in there for the belt. And so I've just made a mandrel. This is nothing fancy, 1.5 inch there. I got a 1 inch threaded piece on here. That slides up on there onto the shoulder. We have that big heavy duty washer. This is a 1 inch nut here. And I just knocked that out real quick off camera. I've made plenty of mandrels like that before. And we'll tighten her up. And we should be able to turn the rest of this on the mandrel. All right, first one we got here is this outside diameter here. That needs to be, what does it need to be? 3 1/4 inches. We're at about 3.4 right now. So let me take a little bit off of that and we'll turn that down to 3 1/4. Take a skim pass off of it. I need to slow my feed rate down here. I should just be turning a little bit slower there, or feeding a little bit slower. 3.297. Just entering that number in my DRO. I want to go to 250. So we'll just take a heavy cut and then come back and take a light cut behind it. Also I'm just gonna barely clean this up. This measurement here really doesn't matter. I just want it running true with that part after we got it running on the mandrel. Okay. I'm come in here and break the corners. Do that one fairly heavy. This one up here will be a little bit lighter. And come over here and do the same thing. Change cutters. I put this straight one in here, and we're gonna actually cut a little slot in there, I guess you could say, for that belt to go into. It needs to be 1 inch wide in the bottom, and kind of flared out on the side. So I'm just gonna feed in, and then we'll feed across, and we're just gonna start carving this thing out. All right, going in some more. All right, let's come in here with the micrometer. And we are 3 inches, 155 thousandths. So I'm gonna put that in my DRO again. 3.155. And I want to take that down to 2.5 inches. So I can just kind of watch my digital readout until I get down there. And we'll just keep feeding until we get there. Well. But first, I'm going to change an insert. All right, I think we're back in gear here. I'm just taking about 40 thousandths depth each pass. We're going across to that cutter and just kind of hollowing out that bottom. I will note that I made the outside diameter on this a little bit smaller than from where it was. I got looking at my math, and it was going to be a little bit thicker on the outside of those flanges than what I needed it to be. So I went ahead and turned that down to about 3 inches. And we are going to, what is it, 2.5 is what we're going for here. I've got it dialed in on my digital readout, so I should be able to just kind of watch that and know where my depth is. This diameter is not a critical measurement. We want to get it close to what we said, but it's not anything critical. 20, 40. All right, that's good. Now let me check this diameter. I got about 8 more thou I need to come out of there. All right, we're going to come over here and I'm going to dial in 8 more thou. Should be it right there. This should be the last pass. Since I took that outside diameter down a little bit, I'm just going to break those corners again. Even going to break that one a little bit more. And with that, we should have our lathe work done. So let me just verify this bottom. We're going to run a 1-inch belt, and I got about 75 thou over an inch, so we're good there. So one last step here, I need to put a set screw in here. We're going to put a 1/2 inch 13 set screw. So let's go ahead and get us a hole started here. Center drill, just put a dimple in there. And I'm going to come in, we'll drill a pilot hole with a 1/4 inch drill bit. It'll go straight through into the center there. I come in here with a 27/64 drill. This is the drill size for 1/2 inch 13. Now we'll put a 1/2 inch 13 tap in here, and we'll just power tap it, hopefully. Slow that way down. All right, here we go. Try to tighten that up a little bit more. There we go. And a little bit of deburring, and I think we'll be through with the part. All right, guys, I got my first pulley mounted right here on the counter shaft, and we had to take the end pulley off down here, and I just dropped this bearing down, slid it out, and then I was able to slide this pulley on and just put it back in. But the smaller one's on here. I've just got it loosely clamped in place right now. Still got to make the larger pulley, 5-inch diameter pulley that'll go on this one here. And once we do that, we can get our belts lined up and everything should be good. But I think it turned out just fine. I think this is going to do just the trick. And now that I have this pulley mounted on here, I can go ahead and get belts ordered and start looking at getting my belts on here. I didn't want to put any belts on until I had this last pulley on because I knew I was going to have to slide pulleys off and all that. But we are making progress. One more pulley to make, and that'll probably be another video. Well, guys, with that, I think that's going to be a wrap today. We got our pulley made. We got one more pulley to go, and we are getting into short rows on this machine. Ginger's over here checking it out. with that, that is going to be a wrap. So as always, thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thumbs up and comments are appreciated. And leave those comments, and guys, we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.